All right, welcome to our new series called Tesla in 10, which is going to be a Tesla video in less than 10 minutes. So you can share this with people, and we're going to be putting these out as fast as we possibly can. Goal is to put at least one out every day to share with you some information you can share with people, share with friends. And I'm already talking too much. Let me get to it. So the point of this video is how you can make $100,000 a year from Tesla without buying the stock. But if you don't have the time, here's basically how you do it. You get a Model Y with a tow hitch, and you wait for full self-driving because when full self-driving robo-taxis are available, it will be easy to make $100,000 a year with your Tesla car. So we're going to get into numbers and dive into the details, but first this. If you want to support the channel and learn more about building wealth, join us at thewisecommunity.com. W.I.S.E stands for Wealth Inspired Student Education. Our community is a group of people looking to change the current economic system by helping everyone get financially educated and achieve financial freedom. Members of the W.I.S.E community receive our monthly newsletter, which goes over our top stock picks and investment news. You can also receive free stocks for signing up for our trading brokerages using our referral codes. Attend our bi-weekly Wealth Mastermind meetings, get discounts on all of our courses and classes, and most importantly, you get to learn and exchange ideas with like-minded, positive entrepreneurial people in our group chat. We also organize a weekly cash flow game, which helps our members learn financial education by implementing wealth-building ideas in a fun, interactive way. We also give out quarterly cash prizes to our cash flow winners. The best thing you can do to support the community, though, is just hit that like button and subscribe. It's free, only takes you a second to do, and your interaction really helps our videos get seen by more people. I also read every single comment, and if it's a good one, I'll even answer it on a future video. All right, let's get back to it. There's a couple of assumptions that we're going to make if we're going to be talking about Tesla car as a robo-taxi, I should say. And what will you need to do? Well, the assumptions are going to be, number one, that full self-driving comes about and that Elon says that he's going to be able to do it this year. Now we do know about Elon time, so it may be next year, maybe the year after that. The point being is, it doesn't really matter when it happens, it will happen. Assumption one is that it happens. Assumption two is that it'll be legal, right? And I think people really think that that's going to take a really long time to do. And I'm going to do a whole nother video probably tomorrow. Those are the assumptions we're going with. Please, in the comments, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm missing something. All right, so the first step of this is figuring out, well, we got to get a car. Now, what I picked is the Model Y. The reason I picked the Model Y is because it's going to give you the most room to put people in. You could actually get a 7-seat configuration, but I did this with a 5-seat configuration, and I added a tow hitch just because if you're going to have your car going out and doing robo-taxis for you, having a tow hitch would be an additional. If somebody wants to go camping or they're going somewhere, they're moving and they want to use the Model Y for that reason, it'll give you the additional benefit of having those things. So how much would that cost? Well, let's look. I did the whole thing here. Now obviously you're going to have to pay for the full self-driving capacity, right, which is $12,000 at this point. So that is also another assumption that you get this done ASAP, because that full self-driving, the closer it gets to feature complete, that price is going to go up. So you're talking about $73,440. You can obviously do it on a loan and pay it down, but just looking at the overall cost, right? So the cost of this sucker is $73,440. So we're laying out the cost of the Model Y, $73,440. Now, what is the average cost of a ride? Average cost of an Uber ride. Now, Uber is the cheapest one, so we went with the cheapest one, but this was as of 2019. I saw it around $25 a ride, right? So let's put that in. Now, a Tesla ride, I think a Tesla ride is going to be a lot cheaper. Why? Because the biggest expense that goes into an Uber ride is paying the driver. Now, you don't have a driver no more, so that's taken away. So I'm going to say, just to be safe, we're going to be able to cut that cost in half, right? So we're at $12,500. Now, what's going to happen is Tesla's going to take a cut and you're going to have to pay taxes, right? So let's say you have $12.50 left from the ride. Now, what's going to happen is as a to get robotaxi legal, there's going to be taxes on it. They're going to get a cut. And let's say Tesla might take a cut for using their software, right? I don't know if they will or they won't, but let's say your profit is, let's say they take $2.50 out of your ride. So now your average is about $10 a ride that you're making, right? Now, how many rides can your car do in an hour? So I looked that up. It says in New York, it's about two rides an hour, right? So now if you're not in New York obviously is mostly taxis and whatnot. So it might be a little less. But again, when you get to the point where people won't need cars, there'll be more people that will be taking robotaxi rides, right? So let's stick with that number. Miles per ride. So I looked that up. So the average distance for an Uber ride is 5 to 7 miles. Let's say if people are now going to be using the Tesla robotaxi service, they might not just be using it to go to the bar and back or to take a quick trip. They might use it every day to commute to work, right? So originally I had 5 miles in here, but let's say that extends up to 10 miles. Now the range of a Tesla. So our range, we're using the long range Model Y. So you have 330 miles on that car, right? So we got range here, 330 rides per day. So if you're going 10 miles and you have a range of 330, I said, look, you're going to need 30 miles maybe to get back and charge up and all that kind of stuff. So you're not going to use it totally. So let's say we have 30 rides that are going on. Average rides per day. So if we're doing 30 rides and there's 2 rides an hour, that's 15 rides in an hour, right? So for 15 days, which is perfect because now for 9 hours of the day, your car comes home, you let it charge, you send it out the next day, all right? So this is purely an investment. This isn't the car that you're driving. This is just buying a Tesla car for the investment of full self-driving and robotaxis. If we times the $10 per ride times 2 rides an hour, so that's $20 an hour, 15 hours a day, we're up to $300 in earnings a day. Let's say there's 360 days in the year, 5 days, let's say there's maintenance or something you got to do with the car where it can't go out, something along those lines. So that means your yearly revenue is $108,000 in revenue. Okay, so the next thing is you have expenses for the car, right? You have maintenance and you have to charge it up. As far as maintenance to the car, the total 5-year average cost for maintenance is about $1,400 for a Tesla. Now, I said, okay, if you divide that by 5, you're down to $300. If you 1,500 divided by 5, you're at $300 a year. And what I did just to make this even fair is I doubled that, right? So let's say it's $600 because you're using the car more. Maybe you got to do more tires, brakes, who knows, right? I don't think all that's true, but let's say it. So now you're $600 a year, but now you're going to charge the thing, right? So let's look at that. I look down here, it says the cost to charge a Model Y is about 11 cents or 4.7 cents per mile, right? So it's going to cost more and depends on your electricity grid and whatnot. So let's say 5 cents a mile. Let's go look at my charging here. So charging, so you have 5 cents a mile that we're doing for charging. There's 108,000 miles that you're spending, that you're using, your car is actually using per year. How do I get that? We're doing 300 miles a day times 360 days in the year, right? So 300 miles, right? So that comes out to $5,400 for charging. So altogether, 54 plus 600 is $6,000 for your charging and your maintenance of your car. That gives you a yearly profit of $102,000 a year, or a monthly profit of about $8,500 bucks. Right. So now that first year, remember, out of this 100,000, you have to take out the 73,400 that you put in to buy the car. So you're only making about $30-something thousand that first year. But after 5 years, if we look at the 5-year return, so after 5 years, your revenue is $540,000. Your investment that you made for the car was 73,400. Your expenses over that 5 years, that's 6,000 times 5 is $30,000. So your overall profit over 5 years of robotaxi is $436,560, and your return on investment over those 5 years is 594%, or 118% per year if you just divide that out. So the key is How fast can you get a Model Y and get ready for full self-driving? Make wise decisions, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.